The specific skill I'm talking about is going to be called a pull-up. Some keywords that a pull-up will have is obviously pull, going up. So you're holding on to a bar, you're holding on to any type of object, but it's usually a bar. You're pulling yourself up with an overhand grip or an underhand grip. In that case, it's sometimes called a chin up. Some people don't like calling it a chin up because the very purpose is that you're pulling yourself onto or over something. In the case of the overhand grip, you also have the option of gripping it fully around like a fist, or having your thumb on closer to you where your fingers are just wrapping around one side. The muscles that are used in a pull-up initially are the trapezius, infraspinatus, and brachialis. Those muscles are on top of your arm and on the top part of your shoulder. The trapezius is located right next to your neck. Next, after the trapezius and the brachialis, when you're in the middle of the motion, you're going to be positioned and using the more latissimus muscle, and a lot more bicep. And at the very, very top, you're going to use a lot more back, so even more lats. And some people even have a little bit of chest and wrist sort of muscles activating. Okay, chat, let's do some safety work and let's do some proper body positioning. So for safety, what you want to keep in mind is that you first off actually can even do one. Most people end up, not most people, but like basically if you're one of the people that are just starting out in the gym and you just want to start like doing a pull-up, you probably won't be able to do it. I definitely wasn't. So you got to work up towards it. You got to do a lot of push-ups. You got to train the muscles in specific that it needs by doing like lat pull downs, and which train your lats, which are very common in the exercise, or doing bicep curls, which train your biceps for the thing, for the exercise, or training your forearms for the forearm part and your wrists. So in terms of safety, it's important that you will know that you're capable of doing the exercise and that you can hold on to the bar and just do it successfully. You also probably won't encounter this as a problem, but if the bar is too high up, you might have trouble getting down. So it's important that you also know the surroundings around you. Make sure that there's no items or anything that you can trip on, something that you can put your foot on when you head back down. And you don't want to overwork yourself either, where you're doing a lot, then you end up hurting your arm, and if you fall down, it could be a pretty large drop as well. So you want to make sure that you're capable and that there's nothing that can hurt you on your way down. For proper body positioning, again, you can do either the overhand, underhand, or overhand with your thumbs above grips. Either one of these works. Again, though, if you're just starting out, it's probably best to do underhand or a chin-up grip, just to build up strength to be able to do a pull-up. Another body positioning that I personally like to do is to have my feet tucked and my knees bent, because sometimes the pull-up bar is a little bit low and I just end up hitting my knees or a part of my body on the floor. So it's good to keep that elevated. And another thing that you would have is your grip. Your arms, they would either be further away or closer together, but typically it's good just to be shoulder length apart. The proper steps from the beginning when you're off the bar and then to the end when you're off the bar again go in this order. When you're going up to do the pull-up, you would put your foot on any type of stable object. Maybe it's the thing that's supporting the bar itself, or maybe there's a stool or something else. You would step up, you would grab the bar, shoulder width apart with the correct hand position that you chose before. If you're new, it's also good to practice specifically eccentric movement. And what that means is when your muscle is lengthening. So if you pretend that you're holding the pull-up bar and you're slowly releasing and dropping down, so your arms are extending, your muscles are lengthening, that is the eccentric stage of the pull-up. If you're new, this would be a good starting point. Just get put up to the top and then try and hold on for as much as possible and drop down. But anyway, you're up, you're holding the bar. Now you would start with concentric movement. You would take the bar and you would pull it towards you, which brings your arms up, shortens your muscles, and your chin must go over the height of the bar. It doesn't actually have to touch the bar or go over it, literally speaking. It just has to go over its height. Your arms, when they're tucked in, your elbows are not touching your body, but they're also not too far away. They're also around shoulder width apart. And then you would slowly release back into eccentric movement and drop down. When you first begin doing any type of exercise, it's important to have a good warm-up. Otherwise, you could hurt yourself, you could strain a muscle or something else. In this case, I didn't explicitly mention that, but I'm saying that now. You should have stretched and done a warm-up beforehand. However, once you're done with the exercise, in this case a pull-up, now you would like to sort of cool down. You would like to stretch those muscles out again, make sure that you're not sore for the next day, for whatever activity you need to do, and for your next day in the gym. In the pull-up, we mentioned that the muscles that are being used mostly are the lats, biceps, traps, and to stretch these ones out in specific, for the lats, you can swing one arm above your head, lean to the side to stretch out your back. For your traps and your biceps, you can just bring your arm out in front of you and bring it also to one side and just stretch that out. Very simple, very easy, and good to get back in the gym. Here is now the demonstration of me doing the pull-up.